Welcome to the Bud's Beer Blurb podcast. You can find the Bud's Beer Blurb blog at budsbeerblurb.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Just search at Bud's Beer Blurb and we'll pop right up.
Hello, I'm Bud SD, and welcome to Bud's Beer Blurb, the podcast. Hey, this is episode 2, and man, what an episode we got here for you. We had the opportunity to sit down with the Brewheads Entertainment, and they were a lot of fun. As a matter of fact, they were so much fun, we kept going and going and going, and this ended up being a 2-part interview. So, episode 3 will have the second half, but for now, sit back, relax, if you're able, crack open a beer, and enjoy the show.
Today, I have the pleasure of having Brewheads Entertainment in our studio. And this is so awesome because they are so experienced at doing these podcasts. So I'm hoping to actually learn a little something from you guys. But you know what? We got Big Mike and we got Brando. And of course, we have my co-host, Nick Briggs, with us. Guys, thank you for being here today.
Absolutely, man.
Thank you for having us. And I got to say, you're damn right.
Yeah.
All right.
Got to get the bass.
Yeah.
No, trust me, you got a lot of bass. So, guys, let's start with a little introduction. Mike, tell us a little something about yourself.
All right. So I'm Big Mike, and I am the darker fellow of Brewheads Entertainment.
You could have fooled me.
I know, right? We're like brothers, man. You can't tell us
Couldn't
totally
tell
apart,
us apart.
man.
It's the beard is what gives it away. Different colors.
See? Yeah, there you go.
He is higher on the SRM scale than myself.
Yeah.
I'm a 0 to 2. Mike is 40 plus.
Yeah. So Brando and I have been friends for
13 years.
I think 13 years now. We're both in the automotive industry. I am a retired tech, now parts manager. Mm-hmm. And I've been enjoying beer for longer than I want to say.
Longer than 13 years.
Yeah, longer than 13 years. I look younger than what I am.
Yeah.
God has blessed you.
Yeah.
You must be, what, 32?
Oh, come on. Stop.
And that's why I have the kid here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Brando.
Well, as Mike said, we met at the same dealership. We worked. I'm still there. You know, he's moved on for better or worse. Both of us. We're good. We're good now. But yeah, I've been enjoying beer for quite some time. Not to this quantity. Yeah, I'm definitely approaching a severe amount of beer intake.
Okay.
That's because you're a beer connoisseur.
Yes, I am a connoisseur.
Yeah, exactly.
Professional
Connoisseur.
Awesome. All right. So today, I think what we're going to be doing is we're going to just chit-chat while we're drinking beers. We'll probably get a beer review in there, wouldn't you?
Definitely.
What are we drinking right now, Nick? What'd you bring?
I brought it from Equilibrium. This is the Southern Lights. It's an 8%. At this point, I already finished mine. So and there's yours. These guys are slacking.
I was being conservative. I usually would have been done already.
Yeah.
I bring plenty. Don't worry.
All right. And the funny thing is we're drinking this stuff, and it reminds me a lot of Million Billionth. I have to put that out there. No disrespect by that, but it's very good. I love this. Million Billionth got a great review from me, but it does kind of give me that same flavor, if you will. Have you guys noticed? See, I've been told by some brewers that I'm a little tough with my reviews. It's difficult to get a 4 out of 5 with me. So if you get into the 4 zone, your beer is amazing. It stands out. Have you guys found from brewery to brewery, IPAs especially, they all taste the same to you?
I think it depends on the brewery, yes, but there is one, Treehouse for us where it just seemed to be almost the same.
Yeah, they're
every hazy IPA.
Too much quantity, right?
Yeah, and it just seemed to be like, the same beer with different water profile, or they, just tweak a little bit of it, boil it for 5 seconds more and be like, oh, well, this is, now it's not green, it's, green, or it's,
sap.
Right.
Like a real cold brew.
The views of the Brewhead Entertainment fellows do not necessarily reflect the views.
Well, I'm sure everybody loves Treehouse. It's great beer, though.
Oh, well, yeah, so I've been known to be a little tough on my ratings, but,
It's your palate, man.
Right, exactly. And I do understand palate perception.
Yep.
And, I'm going to be going into a whole big thing about Untapped and what's going on with them and how people are, rating beers.
Yeah.
I don't like IPAs, so I'm going to give this a 1.5.
Yeah, it's
Why'd you buy it?
We gave up on Untappd, 3 years ago?
Yeah,
3 years.
I don't like them.
So, like, for us, our review style has changed as we evolved to where we understand that palates are different. And that was the one big thing when it was all three of us. It was that all three of us had different palate styles and wanted different things from the beer. That's what kind of made our beer reviews if you could, out of the three of us, you could see whose palate was kind of similar to yours.
Yep.
So if that person liked it, you would like it. And you know what? As we've gone along and we talk to regular people and we talk to the people in the industry, even that dynamic is completely different. What I like to joke of normies will look for a beer, and what industry people look for a beer, completely different things.
Yes.
From the things that they have to brew to sell.
We talked to Eric a
from
lot.
Transcend.
Eric from Transcend, very good guy. I love Eric.
Great brewery.
Yes.
Great brewery. And we have this conversation all the time, is that 98% of the stuff he brews is not for him. He doesn't enjoy that style at all. It's not his flavor profile. But
you let him loose on a Pilsner or a he
an
IPA,
he doesn't lose any of his affinity for it. He makes sure that it's still top-notch beer that he's putting out.
Yep.
Because he's his worst critic.
Yeah.
He's like the prime example of someone that puts out their top-notch beers.
Yeah.
The flavor all day.
Right.
And they're not overly sweet, super fruited. I mean, like, some people don't like sweet beers at all. So, and I think
That's me
but
right
I
here.
think a lot of his beers are still palatable if you don't like sweet beer. You can kind of I see what you did there.
Right.
And enjoy it still.
Exactly.
It's not
Yeah,
something you're going to drink a
You
four
can
pack
appreciate
of.
what the craft is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What they were going for.
I think that's one thing we really discovered when meeting owners and the brewers is that you had a face and a name behind when you were drinking it, and you were like, okay,
That makes sense.
I'm not fond of this beer for my palate, but I saw what you were going for, and what you were going for, you nailed it.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I appreciate for what you were trying to do here.
Absolutely.
For what you went for, you freaking nailed it.
Yeah.
But for me,
I'm not going to buy this, but I'm going to frequent your brewery and buy the things that I like from you.
And to piggyback back to the whole Untappd thing, as connoisseurs of beer, we review beers, and people do hear us.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm not wild about the sweet stouts. You know, when you got a peanut butter chocolate marshmallow vanilla stout
With milk sugar.
I don't like them per se, but I'll taste it and I'll review it according to what it's supposed to be.
Right.
And judge it that way. Whereas you get somebody who has no clue what this is supposed to taste like on Untappd, they threw this review out and rate it, and next thing you know, the brewery's suffering from it.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've had brewers talk to me about this. So, but
maybe they should just figure a way to get rid of outliers or something of that sort.
Yeah,
Wow.
I got this Pilsner here. I don't like Pilsners.
Right.
It tastes just like a Pilsner. One.
right.
Fuck you get a Pilsner for?
And it's like a 4 Pilsner,
Right,
plus,
exactly, yeah.
So
Yeah, if you don't like a Pilsner and it tastes exactly like a Pilsner that you don't like, that's a 5.
Right,
Like, that's a
yeah.
5.
Exactly.
It's
They-
like-
they
they did their
know.
job.
It's a-
So let me ask you this: how did Brewheads get started?
Ooh,
How long has it been? Like 5 years for you guys, or more?
6 or 7.
I think it's technically
2017.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 2017
September 17th of 2017.
was the first video drop.
So you're both working, and you just said, "Hey, let's go have a beer," and you started talking, and I like it.
Actually, so like we're no longer working in the same place. We're all all three of us have, well, except for him, moved on. So we're all separate places. So our get-togethers are usually at each other's houses or at a brewery.
Okay.
It always involved beer.
Yeah, and it always
Usually
involved
a Sam
beer.
seasonal
yeah.
pack.
Yeah, I mean, like our first get-togethers were the new Sam seasonal pack. Hey, the new Sam seasonal pack came out.
Yeah.
Let's meet up
I
and
feel like
let's.
Sam's is such a good gateway into it. Honestly,
That
Yeah.
was
the
actually-
cherry wheat is still my guilty
Yeah,
pleasure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Clinton's. That was Clinton's.
To
Yeah,
tear
cherry wheat.
off a little, to detour a little bit. My introduction into craft beer was Sam Summer Ale. It was back in 2007, 2008.
Wow.
I was able to find a part for a customer for a part that was discontinued. I couldn't get it for him, but told him the dealership, hey, call this dealer. They'll be able, it's for an Eclipse convertible. And he was like so happy, came over back to the dealership. He's like, thank you. And he gave me a pack of summer ale and was like, I don't drink this. Right. But it was like, you know what? Thanks, man.
This
I
ain't
appreciate
liquor.
it. Yeah, I was drinking back then. It was just like I was drinking
Colt 45.
Colt 45. No, I was drinking like I was drinking Belvedere Monster mixed. Yeah.
Fancy.
Oh yeah. No. I drink top shelf. I don't mess around. It's funny. So like throw in the fridge in the back when we punch out, me and a couple other coworkers, and I'm just like, oh my God. My whole thing of beer has always just been Budweiser, Miller Lite, St. Ives, Old English.
All those waters, yeah.
Yeah. You know, Colt 45. Of course. So it was like, I'm not a beer drinker. Yes, because that was my complete knowledge of beer.
Right.
And when I had that, it just like, wait, beer can actually have flavor that I like?
Different flavors? What?
Different flavors?
It's not waterlogged.
Yeah.
It's possible to not be
pack
piss.
of flavors?
Right.
What?
Yeah.
And then like it just threw me down this rabbit hole of beer.
So then at what point did you two say, you know what? Let's start talking about these beers on video or on recording.
Yeah, that was one night I met up with Mike in Enfield.
Yep.
We were at the local watering hole.
We'll leave it at that.
The local dirty watering hole.
Wow, dude.
I have a lot of
You were
those.
drinking some pond water.
Yeah, we were drinking some fermented fish guts, and
Right out of the hollow.
right out of the hollow.
Yep.
We were both a little tipsy because taste be damned, it had some alcohol in it.
Yeah.
And Mike was, we were talking about working in the auto industry, and my hands hurt, his hands hurt, our bodies hurt. And it was like, well, how about? Mike said, oh man, I wish I could do something on YouTube. And I said, why don't we just review beer on YouTube?
Yeah.
And it was just like the spark was born.
Yeah.
We started investing heavily in money and computers and
Oh, yeah.
cameras.
Yeah.
God bless you.
We went from phones to a Nikon to
Hold on.
my
Wait,
Sony.
hold on, wait.
Oh god,
So-
this one.
Here's a story.
Funny story. No, so the first 9 months of Brewheads was recorded on a cell phone.
Okay.
And multiple cell phones.
Yeah.
Because at first we tried the double angle and realized that was an editing nightmare and went to the single.
We're just rather disappointed in one angle.
And then so we're doing that for about 9 months, I would say. And then we're at Brando's house, and he comes out. He's like, "Hey, I have this camera. I think we can use it to record." And it's a go ahead, say the model.
It was a Nikon D5300, I think. Yeah. I didn't ever look at the record button because I was just like,
Oh, no.
So for the first 9 months, we were using a cell phone when he had a way better camera.
yeah. And there's one jump in the videos where you're kind of looking at it and you're like, oh, all right. Like the first episodes of South Park.
Yeah.
And then the new ones, and you're like, damn.
Yeah. It's like, oh.
Yeah. People were like, wait, Mike's black? Nikon will do to you.
Yeah. So the trials and tribulations of Brewheads, you can learn a lot from the mistakes that we have done.
Absolutely. I hear that. And you grow from it,
Yes, you know what?
You look back.
As you saw earlier, someone forgot a tripod, and what do we have?
We have an extra.
Another tripod.
Right.
And you know what? If that camera fails, you know what we got?
Another camera.
Another camera.
You go.
So we were at Back East with Tony. Love Tony. Tony is
Good guy.
good guy. Have him on a group chat. And just name drop that. And we go over there for their first gelato girl. We go over there, we're having a ball, we're talking to them, and we set up and everything, and then it was one of those immediate turnaround. We record, and then the next day it was gonna come out. So the next day, when I go to edit it, and I'm like, hey, why do I hear the background music so loud?
Just the background.
Why do I hear people in the background so loud? Why can't I hear us? Oh my God.
What did you do?
It was
Text him.
Yeah, we text him like, hey Tony, any chance you want to do that review again with us?
Sure, come on down.
What was the technical difficulty?
Yeah, we had a little technical difficulty with the mic not
Yeah, there were
being
two
turned
clicks when you
on.
pushed it. It was just
Oh,
Yeah,
so you
yeah.
only clicked once.
Yes, only clicked once.
Yeah.
I should have clicked twice.
Yeah.
So I have a real quick story about back east. My brother Mike is a carpenter, and he pretty much built that brewery.
Nice.
You know,
The
all
remodel?
side, all
Yeah,
the
new
inside.
Nice.
I think it's more the original parts, like
Okay.
Oh, okay,
where
okay.
all the brewing equipment is.
Yeah.
He built
Oh,
all that
right.
in there.
Yeah.
So he's doing all this work, and he came to me, and I'm just sort of really getting my feet wet with the craft brews.
Yep.
And he brings me
Ice
a
Cream
4-pack of Ice Cream Man.
Yep.
Of course. They were just giving it to him. 'Cause
Yeah.
he was doing all this work for
Right.
him. And he gave it to me, and I was like, "Oh, okay. What the heck is it?" And he says, "Well, there's like lactose or something like that in it." And okay. He's not much of a craft beer guy. I cracked one open and tasted it, and of course, it's got the little chunks floating in it.
Yeah,
And I was like,
yeah,
"Oh, what's
it's-
up with that?" And my wife
all
said,
good.
"Be a man and drink it." She actually has more craft beer experience than I do. Wow. Well, she's the one who really got me into
This is awesome.
Yes.
So I took a sip of this floaty beer stuff, and I fell in love.
Yeah.
I was beside myself at the first sip. Loved it ever since. And then I just from there I just took off. So I enjoy that. I think what we should move into, if you guys are good, we have a beer here. It's called Poltergeist. It's by Tox.
Ooh.
October.
Yeah, it does.
And this is perfect. Yeah, October 1st here.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
For this month, I think Poltergeist is a great beer.
Oh, yeah.
Are you guys into it?
Oh yeah.
All right, so
Absolutely.
then
Come on.
let's take a taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is delicious, guys. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it definitely tastes like a lower percent. So by the time you finish this,
Yeah.
you don't feel it yet.
No.
So you crack another one.
I'll have 2 of those 6s.
You finish the second one, you're like, where the hell am I?
where am
So
I?
you guys have experience with Tox.
One of the things that they truly understand their position in the CT craft beer.
Okay.
So the one thing that when they started their distro contract with 12% was they're afraid that 12% was going to make the beer better than them. So they meticulously, through emails and all that, to dial it in perfectly so the beer that you got at the brewery was the same beer that you get in the cans.
So I mean, the beer that you get in the cans, it's Tox.
Yes. So
It's just made at 12%.
12%.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
but
It's
it's
not- yeah.
because their system, which a lot of people don't really, with systems and stuff like that, their system's not set up for distro.
Right.
Very small system. Their area for brewing is probably about the same size as this area.
I feel if they had to go any bigger, they'd have to go up.
And that's not easy to do, but it's doable.
Yeah.
Well, they did know at least that they were good enough to distro.
Yes.
I will say that, which I'm very happy about.
I'm very happy about because I'm not in the New London area all the time.
Yep.
Right. That's hard to get to.
Hard to
I
get
do
to.
frequent Mystic.
I live on the other end of the state, so I'm never down there. I'm up in Stafford, so
Oh, yeah.
off the rails up there is what I have. But
Yeah.
You're
fantastic
basically
place too.
you're Connecticut Munson.
Yeah, exactly. Right up there.
Yep.
And Off the Rails is a good brewery.
Oh,
They
fantastic.
started out good. I'm liking this. I'm thinking, and again, like I said earlier, I'm kind of tough on my ratings, but this is so good. I'm talking 3 3/4.
Wow, you are
tough.
You
I
are
am
tough.
I am.
You are super tough. So like for
For me, this is a 4 5 for me.
5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Five.
Okay.
And like I don't know if knowing Mike and Dane that does anything for it, but I'm trying to just put myself in the flavor of it and how
It's good.
smooth it is.
Yeah.
And how deadly it is. And how poignant the Poltergeist name is for this.
Yeah.
So
It's so sneaky.
just so you know, because like I said, I am tough on it, but when a 3 3/4 for me means this is a damn good beer. Just to make sure people understand that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would recommend this beer to anyone who's an IPA lover. This is fantastic. Okay.
Yep.
But it hasn't crossed that threshold for me yet. That's all.
Okay.
so like for me, this is a 4.75.
Ooh,
So-
damn, that's a good one.
So
Still,
for me, 5 is perfection.
Right.
There is absolutely nothing you could do or that when I'm drinking this, think, oh man, if it just had just a little bit of this or a little bit of that.
Right.
I mean, it's just like perfection. There's maybe 4 or 5 beers that we've had, like, in our whole 6 years of doing this that I've given
fives.
that are fives.
Okay, so time out. Please excuse me, talks for just a moment. In my time of doing this, I've only had 2 beers that have hit a 5.
Really?
And I have no problem saying this.
Yep.
Tenpenny Reserve by East Hartford.
Yeah.
I mean, their brewer was the brewer from Burnside, Old
Right.
Burnside.
Yeah.
Brewer. So he's got like, I don't know, like 40 years, 35, 40 years of experience.
Just a few.
And that Tenpenny Reserve is perfect. It's
Yeah.
absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
The only other beer that got a 5 from me was Freezing Moon by Labyrinth.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Now,
oh,
I
wait.
see their faces.
You know what's funny? We didn't even give it a 5.
That-
but no, that is a very. Hold on,
That's-
but what year Freezing Moon?
the 2021.
Okay, all right.
So
I think
we had
2019 or 2020.
2019 was the first one we had.
Yeah.
And then I think we did a bottle share either with Craft Crew or with
Tony.
Was it with Tony? Oh yeah,
Tony.
no, it was. Yeah, it was with Tony from back east.
Yeah.
we had the
Somehow we got him into your basement.
yeah.
was there rope involved? Or
No, none.
No.
None.
But yeah, Freezer Moon.
yeah.
Yeah, no, Freezer Moon. I can see. how
That's
they
the
did that.
75% bourbon, 25% port.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
yeah.
Yeah, they did a
mixed
wonderful
it, yeah.
job. Sean is a very good brewer.
Yes, he is.
I tasted that. It was a very busy night that night, and I went outside and I had a little bit, and I tasted it, and my jaw hit the ground.
Yeah.
It's
so
that
good.
good.
Yeah, it's so good.
But back to Tox. Thank you, Tox, for
Your
waiting,
patience.
being patient. Yep.
Oh,
So
I
you're
have
at
to.
4.75. You're at 4.2.
4.5.
4.5. Okay.
4.5.
I haven't
Hang
seen
on.
you.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, Mike. Or Brando.
Damn it. But
I know they
just-
look so
just
similar.
I know. Back on the Freezing Moon one,
Yes.
it was probably one of the best high percent stouts
Yeah.
that I rated it as high as I did when we had it because our review took so long that it changed multiple times
Right.
during
Yeah.
just when it was warming up.
got-
Yeah.
Because we had it too cold.
It's
Yeah.
funny
And it
you
just
says that.
just kept.
We have learned from experience that stouts, when we first started, we were drinking them too cold,
Okay.
and then like as we evolved, it's like, hold on, wait. So like anytime we were going to review a stout, it was like, okay, put that stout out of the fridge.
Yeah, we'll do that one next.
And we'll put it out,
Yeah,
just let it warm up, because to get the full flavor of the stout,
Yes.
you don't want it at 36 or 34
Right.
degrees. You
Yeah.
want that thing almost to room temperature. Just slight chill. You want it in the high 40s, low 50s to get all the flavor.
And it was a
of
little
that.
bit gloomy out and some mist. Some mist on the moon.
Right. Yeah. And that blue girl that's screaming in the background.
Yes.
But yeah.
Don't worry about the bogs and shit.
That's fine.
Let's hear from Nick though. Nick, what do you think about this beer that we're drinking from Tox?
Yeah, it's I mean, it is a damn good beer. They're much higher than I am.
Oh, see, he's my Padawan.
So I would say like a 3.6253.
Okay.
6253.
See, he does
God
this to me.
damn.
He makes me nuts with this.
Is that like pie?
Are we doing
that's
algebra?
for it. I just like to ruin his day.
Yeah, it's like Nick. Can you just give it a
3.2 with a bar over it. No, it's
Yeah,
it is a damn good beer. Don't get me wrong, but it's kind of missing that it factor for me.
Okay.
Thing. What, in your opinion, flavor-wise
Is
or
the it.
texture-wise, is the it that
Yeah.
it's missing?
We called it wow.
Yeah, it's that's the thing is there's no specific thing. My palate's a little weird. So I mean, I like
say the least.
Yeah, to say the least.
Everybody's
I
got a
like
little
stouts.
weirdness
I like
to it.
sours. I like pretty much every type of beer.
Yeah.
But I guess for me, it's something that has to interest me. That makes me want to come back. That makes some of these they tell a bit of a story of what they're brewing.
So does this taste like so many other double, triple IPAs? Flavor profile. It does not
Profile,
yeah.
yes.
It does not like separate itself from the others. It just
That is
feels
exactly how I feel.
Okay,
It doesn't
yeah.
have that standout, and it's not.
You
to
can
me,
lose this in the amount of beer that you drink.
You making me sound like an out. No, no, I know what you mean though. But no, it's really about a flavor that interests me.
Yeah.
Is this good? It's good as hell. But it's just not just interesting as other ones that I've had.
In 2 months, you won't even remember that you had this, basically.
See?
I will remember the can art,
Yeah.
but I won't remember the flavor that came out of it.
But see,
Okay.
that's the stuff that I like to figure out with people.
Yeah.
And that's good.
The slight nuances, because like for me, like I have a high memory for beer that I've drank. But it only goes to, I mean, there's like levels to it.
There's limits.
There's limits because human memory is only so much. So like legit, like because I used to be a tech and I've pretty much deleted like every engine code. I used to be able to name.
He doesn't even know what a car is anymore.
Yeah, I used to be able to name off engine codes for cars. So like if you told me like a Honda Accord, oh yeah, that's a F22A. So like stuff like that, chassis numbers, stuff like know any of that stuff anymore.
Right.
It's all beer profiles, hop profiles.
Important stuff.
Important stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The stuff that makes the world go round.
Exactly.
Liquid happiness.
I
Right.
can understand, with a lot of people who would have a beer like this, and yes, it's good, but they'll forget it in 2 months.
Right.
So I understand that. For me, it's one of those things where it's like this right here is what the flavor profile I like in a double and triple IPA type form.
Yep.
I like the tropical notes. I like the papaya, mango, pineapple flavor notes that you get
mouthfeel.
for that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
the mouthfeel of this is
good.
so good. It like has a texture to it.
It's a little dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not thin, a little thick on the mouth.
Exactly.
That's why I like to find out, like, when people give stuff a
was a good question.
like a lower rating
Yeah.
for me. I want to know like what their thought process is
Right.
on that.
For me,
Like,
it's an interesting factor. I mean, you talk about all the notes in this, but it needs that interesting for me to make it a whole choir. That's what
Yeah.
really helps bring it together.
So you're talking about memorable, and that's like. So what separates this from Almost Famous's Bitch Slap? Have you guys had Bitch Slap
No.
yet? Okay, you gotta have Bitch Slap.
okay, I like the name. I mean,
Right.
shit.
Yeah.
It's Bitch Be Trippin', but they made it into a triple. So it's Almost Famous's very first triple, and that one got a 4.5 from me because there's something about that beer.
We got a
that
4.5
just-
from you. Then
Yeah, that's like a
yeah.
It's gonna get break the chart.
I just will not forget that beer. Everything about that beer was so good. The mouthfeel was soft, and yet it kind of clung to your mouth a little bit.
Yeah.
So
But
each sip was a build.
Yeah,
right,
Yeah.
And
And
every
that's-
sip you
yeah.
took, it got better. So
Yeah.
we're doing a little thing when we do reviews now. We do the initial taste test, and then we hit pause,
Yep.
and then we finish that beer,
Yep.
and then we do something called the end of the beer review.
Okay.
So as you're drinking a beer, and I've noticed this with my reviews, I'll do a review and I'll give it a rating, and then I'll sit down and I'll finish drinking it. And when I get to the end of that beer, I'm like, wow, I really rated that too high or too low.
Too low, yeah.
So that's why we're doing this.
Well, you know the rule of beer tasting: 3 sips.
Yes, absolutely.
3 sips, because your initial sip is the initial flavor of the beer, which is always going to be. It's either going to be, oh wow, or
Yep.
what the hell.
Yeah, right.
And then
Both
you're-
can go the other.
Yep.
Like,
And
by
then
the end.
as you drink, it will.
Right.
The pendulum will swing.
Right.
I've had so many beers where it's like, oh wow, this is a good beer, and then like a couple sips in, it's like it's funny. So like our reviews, a lot of people sometimes feel like they're too long because most of our reviews were like 10 to 13 minutes, but it's like it's 3 of us.
Right.
So that's 3 opinions on a beer.
Sure.
So you can't shorten that down to a minute.
Well, that's why we switched to a podcast because I'm mostly been doing social media and I got a minute and a half.
Yeah, no,
at
you-
max.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
You can
Yes.
describe every
Yeah.
part of it. And
Right.
that's kind of
you
important.
can't. It's in all honesty, it's unfair to the beer.
Right.
To try to give it a review in less than a minute is unfair.
Right.
As beer drinkers and people who enjoy it and not just drink just to get fucked up.
Wow, Nick. Sorry about that, Mike. I'm really
I was
sorry.
adding my eloquence.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, you don't drink just to get fucked up. You drink it to enjoy the beer.
Exactly.
That is the main thing about craft beer.
Yeah,
too.
exactly. To give an
A fair
opinion on
and
it
honest review.
in under a minute
It's hard.
it's fucking
Yeah,
impossible.
you can't judge art that
not
fast.
yeah, it's
Like right now, is anyone getting a boozy nose on this and slightly boozy heat?
towards the end.
Yeah, towards the end.
Towards the end.
It starts to build.
And that's why we do after the beer. So
and
we
now-
can say, we're done with this. This is
And we're all getting close
Yeah.
to after the beer, by
Yeah.
the way, just so you
Yeah,
know.
because I mean, when you first,
The podcast is probably going to get a lot funnier in a moment.
where the
when you
hell
first
am
start
I?
drinking, it's like,
Everybody
oh, man,
goes cursive.
That's easy. That's an easy drinker. And as you get to the bottom, it's like, oh wait, no, it's got what we like to call some throttle back.
So that whole warmth that comes from the alcohol, that will bring my rating up. Not because of inebriation, but because I really
You like that.
That's just my palate.
I think it's the inebriation because you can't remember what you said. It's basically a mouth clap.
It's the mead place
Whoa. Next to
Eli Cannon's.
Yeah.
Bergen House.
It's a mead place.
mead place.
Meadery.
Meadery.
Meadery?
Bergen
Okay,
House.
meadery, yep.
I think it's Bergen House.
Honey wine.
I've said it like 5 times, so
Game of Thrones.
I pray to God it is Bergen House. They have they have a mead there called Crime Scene.
Okay.
Right? It smells like turpentine.
Oh.
It tastes so fucking good. So like I got a flight there. I went there, took my wife. We were hanging out at Eli Cannon for a Change in the Air beer release from Jamal. Yeah, name drop.
Jamal, Craft Crew, Joey O.
Joey O from
Lawson's.
From Lawson's.
That was a good collab.
That was, really good collab. Eli Cannon is, Bergen House is right behind Eli Cannon. I didn't even know. We have been trying to go there. If you go to a brew fest, like the big ones, they're usually there.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've been like we go to any brew fest. Yeah. We're gonna go.
And then we get locked in a garage and my car gets towed.
Yeah. So
Not the worst night of everybody.
yeah. It wasn't the worst thing.
This was a story that was told off camera, but okay, go ahead.
Yep.
So Crime Scene is I got a flight and literally so it's like 6-ounce tasters.
Yep.
And they gave me a half a glass of that. So me seeing that already knew. Oh boy. Oh, that's gonna be dangerous.
That's when you see like 16 ounce, 10 ounce.
Yeah.
Give me the 10.
Was he walking on italics? Or?
It was so when it just like had this like it smelled like a crime scene.
Okay.
But when you tasted it, the flavor profile of the smell was it was so good.
Awesome.
And
Gonna have to
so
try that.
high
I'm like
in
happy.
ABV.
Not happy that I was there.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, yeah, because my brother-in-law who was with us decided. Long story, but
He put
himself in timeout with a timer and everything in the corner. It's like
That's some good mead.
it's like dude,
Yeah, it is.
I gotta ask this.
Yeah.
You guys have been at this for a while, and I appreciate and I can see the experience that you two have. And
we can
I
call
gotta,
it that.
experiences. Okay.
We've been through some things.
So, Brewheads, 5 years from now, what do you think you're going to be doing, or where do you want to go?
The dream is to review beer and travel around full time. If we were to go by likes and numbers, you guys are far surpassed us, even though we've been doing it longer. But here's the thing: we've thought many times about quitting and just going back to just being friends.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's just do that.
Let's just we hang out and
have fun, play video games,
Yeah.
drink some beers. We don't even have to go to the brewery and nothing.
Just exit out.
The one thing that is keeping us, and it's not the alcohol, or it's not our friendship, because we're going to have that regardless of whatever.
Regardless.
Go ahead.
It's the people that we've met, and literally, we cannot think about our lives outside of the people that we've met.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
not texting that person or joking around with that person
Yeah.
or seeing them at a brew fest and just rehashing the crap that's happened. I mean, we've both been silent on each other for weeks on end, and it's just like we both know what we're both thinking.
That's family, actually.
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
That's
No.
family.
You can insert, what is it, dominant?
Dominant. Yeah.
Family.
Don
So,
Toretto.
if you remember, there used to be an old saying: you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family.
Right.
Yes.
And that's gone. These
Oh, yeah.
days, with the
Oh,
way
yeah.
families are, no, you choose your family, and it sounds like you two are family.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
That's
blood,
great.
blood means nothing.
Yeah. No.
It's a real sexy pair of sisters.
I'm not scissoring that. Mike would be fine. I would.
Yeah. He ain't gonna walk right for a week.
Yeah.
10% beer.
Yeah. Once you go Mike, you need a wheelchair. I could hit that.
My microphone almost got wet. I took a swig of beer and he said that.
That was on camera.
Wow, that's what she said.
But I think that's 5 years from now. I want to make more people laugh.
Yes.
I want to know more people.
Yes.
And I want to brew beer with people.
That's
I think
awesome.
that's
So I hate to. Maybe if we put it out there in the ether.
right. Spit it.
Yeah. So like we have like back and forth in text message and just like we were talking about like the spike system and like pricing. Like we've legit talked about moving to the next step of going from reviewing beer to making beer.
Oh, yeah.
And the funny part about that, the only thing that's really holding us back is the fear of not being good enough.
Yeah.
Really?
Because we would hate to put out a crappy product. Not to say that we would, but like we would fall into the trap of we would be our worst enemies.
Okay.
So like we've brewed beer.
You have?
And so we've personally brewed beer. Never given. I think the only person that's ever tasted our beer besides us is Tom M, because we ran out of beer and we had.
It was a stout.
It was a stout.
So must have been pretty good if you ran out.
Yeah, it was a stout that we brewed actually like a year ago. That was. I think I still have like one left. It was a milk stout that we brewed over a year ago.
Called Black Mamba.
Yeah, Black Mamba.
Okay.
Not I liked Not Too Buku.
Okay, hang on. You guys brought this up. I am a home brewer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have like the greatest equipment in the world, so I'm working with carboys and things like that.
Same.
But
Yeah, we're the same way.
I'm gonna do something that I told my wife I wasn't gonna do this because she asked, "Hey, are you gonna have them review your beer?"
I was taking his
And I
clothes
said,
off.
Yeah. Anyway, why are you bringing this up, Nick? So, but yeah,
Let's go back to that.
I'm going. We're not going. No, but I'm going to bring out one of my homebrews, and I'm going to let you guys review it.
Hell yeah.
You trust us that much?
No.
Or is it because we review higher than you?
We review higher than him. That's why.
No. We rate. Sorry. We rate higher than you.
You guys have figured me out.
Yeah. I don't.
Well, you know what?
Give
I'm
the
going
Brewheads.
to. I'm going to bring out. I have this red Irish ale. Or is it Irish red ale? Either way you look at it.
Either way, it's
Usually when I'm done making it, I have people showing up at my door that I haven't seen in years. And so I'll bring that out.
You had me at red.
Yeah.
Look, you know what?
You had me
It's
at
funny.
beer.
So like,
So I'm going to pull out the little glasses because, hey, we're going to share this, aren't we?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, we are. You already rated it.
because you know what? After 10%, yeah, we need to
Yeah.
share that.
Jesus.
Ooh.
Well, cleanse your palate
Look.
with some...
Look at.
Look at the carb.
Oh
That's what
my
we missed.
God. Well, on our first one, yeah.
Right?
So
By the way, all natural carbonation. I didn't add anything to it. Give it a taste. Tell me what you think.
oh man.
Wow,
Ooh.
I like where the caramel hits.
Oh, wow. This is the best beer I've ever had.
that's my boy.
It's like ESB-ish Irish red, and it just wiped away any
Yeah.
almonds I had in my mouth.
So yeah, it's pretty. This is a palate cleanser. You're
Yeah,
right on that. It
absolutely.
is a palate cleanser. So
Did you say that? Mm-hmm. Ooh.
pay attention. Keep up.
God damn.
That is a clean breath of fresh air.
So
Thank you.
That is a...
the caramel flavor that you get out of this beer is just damn, dude.
I fermented it a little longer than it's supposed to be, so it's a slightly higher ABV. It's only like a 6%, but
okay with
generally speaking, these things are supposed to be in the 5.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, fine. But I mean, who's gonna bitch about a 6% Irish ale? Stop.
No Irish guy is gonna.
Who's gonna bitch about an Irish ale?
Yeah,
ever?
exactly.
No, cold or warm.
So, so smell wise,
It's very light.
it's very light in aroma. You have like a slight ale tingle to the nose.
You know when you smell it, it's beer.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. So aroma,
color?
we're going with
Yeah.
pure honesty. You know it's beer.
Color. It's got that nice
Amber, reddish,
hold on.
fall hue.
As I like to say, ember.
Ember, right?
Ember. Ember ale. Very caramely looking.
Yep.
And the flavor of it, the caramel is
forward.
very forward. It has like this nice, like you said earlier, this ESB feel
Yeah.
on the back end.
Yep.
And just like very palate cleansing.
Yeah.
And you just want to, once it's gone, you just want to have more.
Yeah. It's not dry, but yet it lends to like have another sip.
Yes.
To drink more.
Yes.
To drink more.
Yes.
That's
That's a
Steve Austin. I had 1 beer. I had 2 beers. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a 4 all day.
Right,
That's
well,
a 4.
Wow, thank you.
No, that's
Agreed.
a 4. Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay.
Agreed.
That's a
double
good,
4s.
That's a good fucking beer, man.
Estes Irish Red Ale.
This I would buy this in the store.
Wow.
I would
Oh
buy
yeah,
this
hell
in
yeah.
the store.
Yeah, if I saw that, I mean, granted, if I see any Irish red ale in the store, I'm buying it. But if I saw that one particularly, yeah, I'm buying it.
Wow. Well, thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate that.
205 out of 10.
And I'm sure they're just being nice, but you know.
No. We'll trash it if it's bad.
Look, we've trashed.
Lizard breath.
Oh, lizard breath. Oh my God. Funny story.
Lizard breath.
Funny story. Yes.
What was it?
Yes.
No, not relic.
No, Power
one that
I mean, not Power.
I don't think Relic has anything bad.
Right. Give me a sec.
Firefly.
Before they closed. Yeah. So this was like 3 or 4 years ago. Clinton brought it over. He's like, I didn't like it. We're gonna review it. Like, okay. Little can. It was lizard breath from like we just said.
Firefly.
Thank you. So we poured it, and it was like we drank it. It smelled like death. We drank it. It was death.
It was so bad.
We gave it the worst.
So bad.
Like I even was just like, yeah, thanks for bringing this, fucking Clinton. Like, boom, flicked the can at the camera. It was so bad. The review comes out. You know, a decent number of views on it. All right. And then he's like, man, getting a little hate on the beer. Or Clinton said. I'm like, huh. He goes, man, I probably should have said in the review that it was over 2 years old and that it was sitting.
No, 6 months. It was only 6 months, but it was 6 months on top of his refrigerator.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Jeez.
Well,
But it was like
the equivalent of 2 years.
Yeah, like it was in and out of his fridge.
Oh, that's
and it was
terrible.
like, well, dude,
Yeah.
like we just trashed this thing.
It was like, that is something you should fucking tell us, man.
Yeah, because Firefly was a great brewery.
Yes, we couldn't like
Cone flakes,
Oh, wait.
that lantern
yeah.
one, that red.
That was so good.
Amazing.
So,
That
like
was
we
a red Irish ale.
Yeah. So it's like we were getting comments like, oh man, no, the beer was good for us. It was like we're looking at the comments like,
It was basically turpentine.
Right.
yeah.
And then we were
Turpentine.
told why.
Okay.
After the fact. And it was
Guys like sewage. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Dana didn't produce bad beer.
No.
and it was funny because
And he was a contract brew for other breweries.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and it was like
Damn good brewer.
We
Yeah.
could not understand why everyone was like, oh no, lizard breath was good, and then it was just like, so it's messed up too because like we were thinking to ourselves like, man, we should go back and do lizard breath like a actual good one, but then like when we would go to like package stores, we would never see it,
Yeah.
and then they unfortunately closed.
Yeah.
But the
It is unfortunate.
but their red ale that they had,
Oh,
that
that
lantern.
Oh my God.
so
so good.
It was like, and I think I had the lantern and I had the cone flakes.
Yeah, Cornflakes was good.
There was one other I binged in a weekend.
Okay.
They were so good. And I'm like, why did lizard breath suck?
Right.
And then he was like, I should have mentioned. Like, yes, you should have mentioned.
yeah,
This
it
thing's
was
been rolling around in the back of my car for a year. And I bring it to you and then go, I don't like it.
Yeah, that's like Untapped.
yeah,
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I had this beer and it was rolling around the back of my car for 2 years, and
But it still should have been good.
I gave it a 1.
You know, it's funny too. So like, when I go to places to buy beer, my go-to place is and I don't mind shouting them out.
Yeah.
is Harvest Wine and Spirits.
Okay.
They have 2
Where's
spots
that?
in West Hartford.
West Hartford? Okay.
One on New Britain Avenue and one on Farmington Avenue.
Okay.
I go there because Ian knows how to take care of beers.
Mm-hmm.
He knows what beers should always be in the fridge.
Right.
What beers he can have outside of the fridge.
Okay.
He knows pretty much all the beer that's in his spot.
Mm-hmm.
Some places I will not buy beer.
Oh, God.
Even
Triple IPAs out on the floor?
Yeah.
Oh,
or
yeah. What do you
What
think?
are you doing?
I have
It says on the can, store cold.
I have gone to places and I have seen watercolors from
Yeah. My son
Sky
loves that.
Sky Gazer.
Yeah, Sky Gazer.
The fruited,
Yeah,
fruited,
fruited,
fermented,
Triple-
fruited.
Triple Berliner Wise fruited and black toast on the shelf.
Yeah.
And I've literally DM'd him like, yo, I was here.
Yep.
This was on the
Oh,
shelf.
we tell on
Yeah, I tell on
establishments. We don't tell on breweries.
Right. Yeah.
Because what a lot of people don't know is that these places that buy these beers to put on the shelf, they have to sign
A contract.
a contract saying they will keep them cold the entire time.
Yeah, and they don't.
and they
And they don't.
Yeah.
And I understand freezer space is limited for a lot of these places, and I completely understand. But don't have beer that needs to be cold all the time on the shelf, because that's part of the reason why they're getting 2s and 1s on Untapped, because like I said,
Where'd you get it?
The normies don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're just trying to get some beer that they heard was good.
So you mentioned your go-to. My go-to is Amazing Grapes. There's one just like 3 minutes away from me, so I'm lucky in that respect. But he has an amazing amount of freezer space. Refrigerators, amazing amount. So he has a lot of craft beers, fantastic. He doesn't have any craft beers on a shelf.
Good.
They're all cold.
That's how it
That's
should
why
be.
I go there.
That's how it
And
should
even,
be.
even the Monster Total Wine doesn't do that.
No.
They have very little cooler
Craft beer
space.
space, yeah.
Yeah, I went to Total Wine 2 or 3 years ago.
Seems like it hurt you.
Wow.
Yeah.
You all right?
I stopped because my wife wanted a particular wine, so it was like
Understood.
Sure.
It's
Understood.
like, okay, Total Wine, yeah, I'll go there. It's
good for that.
And then I went to the beer section and I saw CT Valley Trailblazer. And it's like, oh shit, I haven't had Trailblazer in a while. And I went and grabbed it, but it was on the shelf.
Okay.
And it's like,
Yup.
this is not gonna end well. Not gonna end well at all. So then when I crack it, I pour it, and of course, a billion gajillion floaties because it wasn't it wasn't set cold.
Sat there in the warm.
Still good. I mean, because like I'm a proponent of floaties or flavor.
Be a man and drink it like
Be a man and
right,
drink it. As long as it's not chunks.
Right. Floaties are great.
Floaties are fine. Chunks are not.
Right. There's a problem.
Yeah. So it's one of those things that you got to be careful where you buy your beer.
Well, that's going to have to do it for the first half, but please be sure to stop back in and check out the second half, where we might find inebriation setting in. You know, when you drink a lot of beers, that type of thing does happen, right? But for now, stick around for Hops 101.
And now, Buzz Beer Blurb presents Hops 101.
So this time we're going to be looking at Amarillo hops. Amarillo hops were developed by Virgil Gamache Farms in the Yakima Valley and was originally named VGXP01. The Gamache family began farming in the Yakima Valley in 1913. The first version of the farm was named Sunshine Ranch and was started by Albert Gamache. The family raised alfalfa, wheat, corn, potatoes, apples, and juice grapes. With the end of Prohibition in 1932, the Gamaches lost no time in planting hops. Virgil eventually became the sole proprietor and passed the farm along to his sons. They renamed the farm Virgil Gamache Farms in his honor. A few years after Virgil retired, a discovery was made. An unusual hop was found growing out in the hop fields. It was significantly different from anything they had been growing. The hop was designated VG, Virgil Gamache, XP, Experimental, 01. The family began to market the carefully cultivated XGXP01 as Amarillo. So let's talk Amarillo. This hop offers solid bittering properties with an alpha acid range of 8 to 11%, and it packs one of the highest myrcene oil contents over any other hop. Myrcene is what gives the Amarillo hop a very sweet citrus flavor and aroma that's closer to oranges than it is to grapefruit, and is backed by some light floral notes as well as melon and peaches. This is a dual-purpose hop. It is used as an aroma hop and a flavoring or bittering hop. This hop has properties that are beneficial for both, depending upon its use during the brewing process. For instance, oftentimes it is used in dry hopping to augment the lemon-orange citrus character in a beer. So let's go into the aroma and flavor profiles. According to Yakima Chief Hops, Amarillo hops produce citrus, herbal, spicy, stone fruit, and woody aromas. They also say that the flavor profile contains sweet fruit, floral, and citrus. Some of the common beer styles that you can find these hops are American Wheat, American Pale Ale, American IPA, and amber wheat beers. Not that they are limited to those. So, there you have it, the Amarillo hop. You can find this hop, along with many others, on budsbeerblurb.com. Just click on Hops 101 at the top of the menu, and you'll get all the pertinent information on your favorite hops. We'll be adding more hops to the database continually, so be sure to stop by from time to time to view the updates. I'm Bud from Bud's Beer Blurb, and this has been Hops 101. Bud's Beer Blurb, the podcast, can be heard on Spotify, SoundCloud, and of course on our blog site at budsbeerblurb.com. We can also be found on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. Just search at Bud's Beer Blurb, and we'll pop right up. Be sure to follow us, as we will post updates about the podcast, as well as all kinds of content that is exclusive to our social media platforms. If you need to contact us, you could do so by emailing us at budsbeerblurb@gmail.com or message us through our Instagram. I wanted to let you know that we have merch. That's right, a variety of t-shirts, hats, pint glasses, and a whole lot more. You can find our online store at buds-beer-blurb.printify.me. This podcast is made possible by the support of its listeners. We appreciate each and every one of our supporters, and if you'd like to become a supporter, you can visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/budsbeerblurb. If you want to make things easy on yourself, you can find access to all of our online sites and platforms on our Linktree page. Just go to linktr.ee/budsbeerblurb. That's linktr.ee/budsbeerblurb. Thank you so much for your support, and we'll see you